imagine what or not. I was in the shower, so don't imagine that. Hi, it's Lane here, your success coach. Welcome to my channel. All of my videos are intended to share with you the power of our mind in the entire process from fertility all the way to motherhood. This video, I want to share with you what I was thinking when I was going through a pretty challenging pregnancy. I was having a pretty severe, you know what, it was not one of the occasional things. It was, for me, it was pretty much for a good, I would say 5 months of my pregnancy, during this pregnancy with my daughter, Marilyn. I was dry heaving and things were coming out. It was early in the morning, so I didn't really have much of stomach content. This is going to get really graphic. I didn't have much of stomach content yet. You know, whatever is there, you know, stomach juice and bile even, it was coming out. And this is what I was repeating in my own head. I kept telling myself, there's only one thing happening. It is infinite intelligence. Now, you may not understand a squat of what I just said. That is totally okay. Yet for me, as a mindset coach, I have been studying all of the principles for years. This is a concept I've heard from the very early stage of my coaching career, coaching experience or journey. If this is the first time you hear this sentence, there's only one thing happening. It is infinite intelligence, or it is divine, or it is God's will. For those of you who that is the language you use, and you just like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. That is totally fine. The concept of this particular teaching is all about there's always goodness in everything. So the reason I'm sharing here is I know I'm not alone. I know what I experienced through my pregnancy, through both my pregnancies, actually. I'm not the only woman who goes through them. I know there are many, many other women who go through very similar things. So I want to share this particular teaching to support you as a support structure for you to have to walk through this pregnancy journey. If it happens for you that you have challenging pregnancy, or it's maybe just occasion, like for you, it's a certain period of time. I sure hope if you do go through those kind of very severe nausea, vomiting, it is just temporary, very temporary. So for me, my first pregnancy, I threw up for 7 months, pretty much. And for my second one, it was shorter. The period was shorter, yet it was much more intense. It was, there were weeks. I was basically every single morning, I know I'm going to throw up. During the day, after I have breakfast, most likely I'll throw up. And at night, again, I most likely I'll throw up. So it was, and it's this ongoing nonstop feeling of nauseous, feeling like, it's ridiculous. Yet going through that, for my first time, I suffer through. And that's another reason I really want to make this video, is because I have a comparison. I have the first time, similar experience, second time, similar experience, yet my mindset was very different. I have different tool and different focal point in my thinking that I was able to utilize to support me during the second pregnancy. The first time, for me, I literally suffered through the whole time. It was really uncomfortable. It was, I suffered through the whole time. The second time, despite the fact that my symptoms were even severe, I was throwing up more than the first time. Yet because my mindset changed, how I went through it, the amount of suffering, if you could ever measure that, was significantly less because of my mindset. The second time, I consciously understand there's always good in everything. Now for you, whether you're going through this just for temporarily, or you're just like me, and you know or you anticipate this is going to be something you're going to deal with the majority of your pregnancy, is really, I invite you to focus on the truth. Here's the thing, that's the truth, that there's some goodness in this. And honestly, at the beginning, even during my second pregnancy, even though I know it is the truth, because I've been studying it, yet there's still part of me is like, oh my God, no way. I'm suffering. I'm really miserable. And what we call as coaches a human experience. And that is totally fine. There were times I cried because I was so miserable, and that is totally fine. And at the same time, I was able to redirect my thinking instead of just fixated on, I'm miserable, I'm suffering, this sucks. Really just to notice that you are feeling that way, and ask yourself, do I like this feeling, or do I want to change it? And simply knowing that you can redirect your thinking and start to think something else, therefore you will feel different. One thing, when you're experiencing, this is scientifically proven for a lot of women, when they're experiencing more symptoms, that means they are more sensitive to pregnancy-related hormones. And the higher your hormones are, and that means your baby is healthier. So that's a good thing. So if anything, that was I was focusing on. I was like, okay, if anything, that means my baby is very strong, is growing strong. So that is what I want to share with you today. Again, it's all about mindset. At times, you will hear me saying this over and over, almost in every single video, is that you are the highest authority of your own being. If you resonate with this, if this will support you to make your pregnancy journey easier, fantastic. If it doesn't, then watch it, laugh. If I could bring you some laughter, and let it go. Also, for those of you who are not experiencing much of symptoms during your pregnancy, good for you. That's amazing. It doesn't mean that your baby is not healthy, not strong. Every single woman is so very different. I always highly encourage every single person to allow the mindset to be an addition of your whatever you're going through, whether it's fertility, pregnancy, birth, or motherhood. And also, it's in addition to your already existing supporting structure, your doctors, your physicians, your midwives, your whatever, doula, whomever you're working with as your supporting team. And doesn't matter who you're working with, always know that you are the highest authority. You know your body the best. If you have a concern, if you're connecting with your inner truth, really listen to your own intuition. If you have a concern, if you have something you want to bring up, really stand solid on your own ground, because you know your body is the best. And also trust your own body, trust your team, and really just focus on what you would love to create. That is my story of my pregnancy, and that is my teaching that I learned. Teaching not just I learned through the pregnancy, but the practice part of how I utilize it. I hope this serves you. I love you very much wherever you are, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.